This is your announcer, Shannon Saint Mainframe, welcoming you to our IPA Livecast. All this talk in the news about the TikTok hearings in DC. They should have a hearing about the Livecast. I've heard Rabah say something about being both Russian and Iranian. He's in a hurry to steal confidential documents. The American people demand a full investigation. Our IPA Livecast starts now.
There's plenty of government waste going on right now, so why not waste some on hearings about me? Sure, I'll take a free trip to DC.
Do you have a TikTok? You have a TikTok, Robba?
I have a TikTok account, but I am not active on it. I am merely a voyeur.
So you're not actively a Chinese agent.
I'm doing my own spying, my spying on the youths.
Yeah.
Although that's a TikTok is for all ages and all types of knowledge. It's not just
Now you're spreading their propaganda. What is this, live read?
Well, I'm a little annoyed with my government's waste of my taxpayer dollars on these hearings, which I
you wanted spent more on drone strikes than hearings, right?
Come on, Sid. That's the last thing I wanted to spend.
Wants the drone strike psyopus.
Don't spread this false propaganda, okay? This is propagatia of the worst kind, and I will not stand for it. We are not the Kremlin. We are RIPL Livecast. Welcome. Another Saturday afternoon. We are live at noonish Eastern every Saturday. It's Rob here with Sid and Darren.
Hi.
And thank you for joining us. Thank you for hanging out with us. You can, of course, listen to us live and watch us live at riplivecast.com. We're live on YouTube and Twitch every week, and then archived wherever fine podcasts are downloaded. And you can hit us up there. You can chat with us all week on our Discord. Link is at riplivecast.com. And if you want to throw us a few extra bones and you really love the livecast, I want to show us some extra support. We do have a Patreon, patreon.com/riplivecast. And $5 a month gets you 2 bonus episodes a month. We're talking about that a little later. Kyle in the chat says, guns don't kill people. TikTok kills people. Well, if you had no idea what TikTok was before this week, if you're completely offline,
and how are you listening to this show if you're completely offline?
And your only reference to what TikTok is, it was the Senate hearing, you might in fact think that TikTok kills people, but to me this is the dumbest. Like, some of these questions, and I did not watch the hearings, I've just seen clips, and this is something I believe I've talked about on the show, which is what scares me the worst about our government is how not knowledgeable they are about how computers work, how technology works.
Democrats and Republicans united
in being
dissing TikTok
boomers, and and so when they have these hearings about technology, the type of questions they ask it's like going over to your grandma's house and having to uninstall all the viruses that she downloaded and all the extra toolbars and all that stuff. And these are the people making the laws. Yes. That's what scares. That's what's so scary.
And if I can use that as a jumping off point to say, while I fully agree with you, there is also a more frightening combination of legitimately not understanding technology and wishing to demonize everything that comes from China and Russia. So they're not only not understanding what the fuck TikTok is on a fundamental level, they are also simultaneously using it to basically launch World War III, which is very hard to process.
It's blowing my... So, okay, TikTok is a social media company. It's basically a combination of like Vine and what Instagram stole the idea for Reels to be. And what's pissing the government off, and what's pissing off the big technology companies here in America, like Google and Facebook. Google, of course, owning YouTube. Facebook, or I guess they're called Meta now, owning Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp. What's pissing them off is this Chinese company is getting in on their market share. And they're going to their senators, which they're healthy donors of.
Mm-hmm. Whoa, you're right.
He's winking for the audio listeners. Rob is
Yes.
winking.
I'm actually having a seizure, Sid. Please.
Oh, damn.
No.
I
They're
thought you were
going
using that Vince Neil ab machine while we
to be like, hey, give these guys the full court press. So they've come up with this bullshit thing about how TikTok is doing data collection and sending it to the communist Chinese government.
Well, I think
And
the senators are happy to comply with this too, because what they know of TikTok is that the kids are like saying anti-establishment stuff on the TikTok. And
yes,
like,
there is
they're
a
happy
they
to
just
shut
do
it down.
dances.
You know?
it's
No,
very
no,
much
of course
a
they do
threat.
stupid stuff
It's
on there too.
It's a threat in the sense that they cannot censor it. Like there's been plenty of documentation about how the government can step in and suppress stuff on Twitter and Facebook. They obviously do not have this power on TikTok, and TikTok can really send you down a rabbit hole of like of a thought process, be it a leftist thought process, be it a far right thought, like whatever the algorithm you respond to and engage with, it can send you further and further down a hole and like expand your mind for better or worse. I'm not going to say either way. And the government sees this as a threat, like we talked about, because they
And
cannot
isn't
control it.
TikTok here different than TikTok in China?
So
Like,
yes,
I was going to get to
extremely
that.
regulated there?
Yes. The internet is very regulated. They do not have TikTok. They have their version of TikTok, which is actually available to us here. But in China, their youth is not allowed to be on the free internet. They can only spend their time gaining knowledge. So it's TikTok, but all the videos are like educational, like National Geographic videos.
Now
and
it
stuff
sounds like
that.
you're demonizing China, Rob. Calm down.
I'm not I'm just telling you what's the truth. They don't want their kids wasting their time on this app.
Well, the
Is that
funny
good or bad?
What?
Is that good or bad?
I cannot speak to whether it is good or bad. It is a different culture. It is not my culture.
Wow.
I think there are benefits to it, but ultimately the suppression of the internet is something I do not support.
But regardless of whether it's good or bad, the funny thing is that the olds here in the United States all think that the stupidity of American TikTok is because China is flooding the market with like they're propagandizing us.
Right.
And they're like
Which is
trying
not
to
the case at
control
all.
the US and milk the brains of young people. The reality is they're just giving a free and open platform, and that's what people gravitate towards, whereas theirs is not free and open.
Yes. And they don't do anything that any other social network doesn't do in terms of data collection,
right?
What people might consider spying on you, like all this bullshit stuff, which is like, that's
didn't they
just
open up their source
network
code to it or something? Like, isn't it like
I'm not sure, but their whole talking point is all of the data that's collected from Americans stays in America. They have American data centers run by third-party American companies. There's no Chinese people involved. So they've went to great lengths to like create their version of propaganda to like suppress these. But anyway,
I get it.
That's just to give you the background on what's going on. Because now that we know this, I want to show this footage, which is embarrassing on every fucking level. Like, these are the people we are paying to make our laws and to enforce our laws. And they don't even understand the basics of the internet.
Did they ever understand the basics?
I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe a few senators' aides understand.
But I'm just saying, like if it's always been this way and we're still here and we still have the internet and new stuff happens, like, is it that bad? Like, who cares? What's the harm?
Well, lately there's been a lot of laws passed that like suppress the advancement of the internet. And like just this weekend, the Internet Archive lost a case against the 4 largest book publishers over copyright because they wanted to start a digital library where they would scan books in and allow people to rent them out. And the book
rent them out like for free or for a fee?
No.
So
take them out like
a library, like, you mean?
Yeah, they started that's what I said. They started a digital library.
Okay.
And the book publishers were threatened by that because it's basically Kindle or like, one of these ebook companies where you have to pay for each book. But they want to just give it away for free. It's a nonprofit organization, and they lost the case.
Of course, they lost that.
And now it might threaten their entire website, which is one of the most useful resources, I think, on the internet. They literally have an archive of the entire internet.
So why is that threatened? Can't they just keep all the other content that's not copyrighted?
No, because now there's now basis that the other stuff that they have archived is copyrighted, and they can't keep that up either.
Really?
So they basically
themselves out to lawsuits.
They pushed the envelope a step too far, and now they might lose everything.
Sure. Well, but the point, but there's cases like this every day, and there was a whole thing with net neutrality. The whole reason that basically you cannot make a phone call anymore, or you cannot pick up a phone call from a number that you don't recognize anymore, is because of these laws that were passed by the FCC to allow these spam calling and texting.
No.
Anyway, so I'm getting off. I could sit on this soapbox forever, but I want to get to the comedy, which is our fucking government in action. So let's and of course all of these clips are circulating on TikTok. So
they win in the end anyway.
The senator looks like Jeff.
Oh no,
his name. Sorry.
All right, here we go. This is North Carolina Senator Hudson.
Does TikTok access the home Wi-Fi network?
Only if the user turns on the Wi-Fi. I'm sorry, I may not understand the.
So if I have TikTok app on my phone and my phone is on my home Wi-Fi network, does TikTok access that network?
It will have to access the network to get connections to the internet, if that's the question.
Is it possible then that it could access other devices on that home Wi-Fi network?
Oh my God.
Congressman, we do not do anything that is beyond any industry norms. I believe the answer to your question is no. It could be technical. Let me get back to you.
Okay, I'd appreciate it if you can answer that.
Dude, what? The dumbest thing I've ever that senator needs to be removed from any sort of technical.
Could TikTok access my refrigerator? And
my refrigerator is a smart fridge.
Could my TikTok access my refrigerator and drink my Tang? Is that possible? Something that could happen, Mr. Person, CEO person? Because I think that could happen.
If I'm in my car and my kid is on TikTok, can TikTok drive my car? Like, what the fuck?
If my wife is reading her Kindle, can TikTok somehow get inside and sort of make love to her in a sort of sensual way? Massage her areolas. Is that possible? Is that possible? Answer the question, please.
I bought my wife one of them love answers I've seen on them chatting apps. If I'm using TikTok, will TikTok be fucking my wife with my love ends?
Now,
What's
sir,
going on?
I was on the HSN and I saw that there fine Vince Neil ab product. Now, if I'm using that, can TikTok somehow get up in my Wi-Fi and electrocute my abdominal muscles? Is that possible?
All right, that's not even all of it. That was the best. That was the best highlight of embarrassingly dumb internet questions. But there's more.
I want to talk specifically. Can you tell me right now? Can you say with 100% certainty that TikTok does not use the phone's camera to determine whether the content that elicits a pupil dilation should be amplified by the algorithm?
Sorry. Why is there a young girl blowing smoke out of her nostrils behind him? What is that?
I guess it's a TikTok screen grab.
It's probably like bad TikToks, like a young baby vaping or something. Like
Oh,
that.
for fuck's sake!
As if they're responsible for what some American parent uploads or whatever. You know.
And also, this is just for Sid, but I want to say that this senator looks like Terry Collins.
I could see it, or Pat Sajak maybe also.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I could see a Pat Sajak.
Well, who was the villain from Ghost? He looks a little bit like that guy. What's that guy's name?
Oh, Tony Goldwyn.
Yeah, that's good. Good pull up right there.
Thank you.
Right now, can you say with 100% certainty that TikTok does not use the phone's camera to determine whether the content that elicits a pupil dilation should be amplified by the algorithm? Can you tell me that?
What?
This poor guy.
Face or voice data to identify our users. We do not. The only
you don't.
No, the only face data that you'll get that we collect is when you use the filters to have, say, sunglasses on your face. We need to know where your eyes are.
Why do you need to know what the eyes are if you're not seeing if they're dilated?
And that data is stored on your local device and deleted after use if you use it for facial.
I love that he's talking about dumb fucking filters, and he's like, "Why are you looking at how dilated our kids' pupils are?" Like, no, sir. We just wanted.
Poor guy. He's like, no, yeah, sure.
What's the harm in asking the question though? Like, who cares? Why is this such a big deal? I'm really lost.
It's just a waste of. It's ridiculous.
It's a dumb question.
Why are they
Everything they do is ridiculous. So this is an internet thing that's ridiculous. Okay, I don't know, man. I'm missing the hilarity here.
Again, we do not collect body, face, or voice data to identify our users.
I find that hard to believe. It's our understanding that they're looking at the eyes. How do you determine what age they are then?
We rely on age dating as our key age assurance.
Age
dating, which is when you ask the user what age they are. We have also developed some tools where we look at their public profile to go through the videos that they post to see whether...
Well, that's creepy. Tell me more about that.
It's public.
That's I like that. That was good.
There we go. Public. That's how you get people to see your video. We look at those to see if it matches up the age that you talked about.
That's creepy. Yeah, it is creepy that social media companies are spying on you. Why don't you go investigate the American ones that are doing this too?
Because we tell them what to post, Rob. That's okay.
Zuckerberg had to testify in front of Congress numerous times.
Yeah, but I mean, yes, but
okay.
Some of the questioning was as dumb as this, but
yeah,
nowhere near as full court press as this. Hold on, we're
I'm fine watching that too and making fun of it. By the way,
yeah.
Say for the record.
Agree that the Chinese government has persecuted the Uyghur population.
Well, it's really concerning to hear about all accounts of human.
He can't agree with that. What are you doing to this guy?
Sid?
If that guy agrees with what she just said, he'll be executed the second he gets home. He can't agree with that shit.
I'm not sure I agree with that. I think he's, if there was some conspiracy and this guy's being sent there to be the PR agent, they'll probably just tell him, say whatever the fuck they want you to say about Uyghurs, I don't think
how does he answer? I guess. Let's see.
Yeah.
So human rights abuse. My role here is to explain what our platform does on this.
It's a pretty easy question. Do you agree that the Chinese government has persecuted the Uyghur population?
But also, what does this have to do with
TikTok? Yeah, pause it for a second, Rob. This is like asking the CEO of Audi about the Holocaust.
Yeah. Thank you. Like, what are they wasting time?
It's like when Bill Maher
is she going for?
Like back in the day, whenever Bill Maher had any like Middle Eastern person on his show and like basically asked them to denounce terrorism. It's like,
and can we stop?
I'm not a terrorist. What does that have to do with me? Why are you?
Can we stop calling them Uyghurs? Okay, it's spelled Uyghur. Okay. Don't make me pronounce it that way.
Is that a Uyghur sitting behind him? Who's that guy? He looks very serious.
It's a platform, and as a platform, we allow our users to freely express their views on this issue and any other issue that matters to them.
Well, you didn't answer the question.
Who is this lady?
She got her Senate seat because her husband owns a car delership.
Oh, okay. From Michigan senator, then probably.
Sure.
Debbie Lesko.
Oh, this might be Noah's representative.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
She's from Arizona.
As was pointed out by Chairwoman Rogers, you have regular contact with Chinese Communist Party Secretary Mr. Zhang.
These people look like Parks and Rec characters. By the way, on her iPad, she has a "Don't Tread on Me" sticker.
Yeah.
And this woman looks like a caricature. Like her politics within 20 seconds of hearing her voice.
Mr. TikTok man, you just got jammed.
Chairwoman Rogers, you have regular contact with Chinese Communist Party Secretary Mr. Zhang Fuping, who is your boss at ByteDance, correct?
No.
No.
He's neither
oh,
my
just so
boss
we're clear,
nor
these
do we
aren't
have
senators. These are
Congress
regular old
people.
shitty Congress people. Yeah.
I love that she's like, she accuses him of something, and he's like, no, interesting. Interesting how you're lying. Like, what? Do your fucking research.
Yeah, she just got it
Who's
wrong.
your boss?
It's his fault. Cat Kamat.
At ByteDance, correct?
No.
No.
He's neither my boss nor do we have frequent contact.
But you have regular contact with ByteDance.
Who?
With the CEO of ByteDance.
ByteDance is the company that owns the Chinese company that owns TikTok.
Oh.
Who is Mr. Zhang Fuping is the editor-in-chief.
He's not.
My colleague, Representative Burgess, a few minutes ago exposed that TikTok and ByteDance share legal teams. You confirmed this, correct?
Our general counsel is an American lawyer, veteran of Microsoft.
Also, my colleague, Representative Latta, confirmed that your parent company, ByteDance, currently can access user data. Yes?
We have to be more specific.
Yes.
After Project Texas? No.
I'm not asking after Project Texas.
Project Texas is what I mentioned, by the way, where they got, they moved all the American data is within America, run by an American company, blah, 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 blah.
And it's called Project Texas?
Yes.
Some use.
Yeah, I'm assuming probably because the data center is in Texas.
Oh.
We can access user data. Yes?
We have to be more specific.
Yes.
After Project Texas?
She's answering
I'm not asking after Project Texas. I'm asking now. Yes.
Some user data is public data, Congresswoman, which means everybody can search.
What's interesting to me is that you've used the word transparency over a half.
This is so depressing to me because it's so clear that none of these people really care about TikTok. Like they don't.
Of course.
In a vague sense. It's this all it's grandstanding just to get votes later.
100%.
TikTok is the thing that's going around the news now, so they have to show that they're like rabidly anti-TikTok.
Yeah, and she had like a really a big grandstand at the end.
You damn well know that you cannot protect the data and security of this committee or the 150 million users of your app, because it is an extension of the CCP. And with that,
question
I yield back.
Can I respond, Chair?
No, we're going to move on.
Damn.
And I saved the best for last.
That lady, by the way, Waffle House Katie Porter.
Could the U.S. like ever unite in this way to like get people to not eat out of dumpsters? Could we ever see that kind of mobilization? Or to be able for poor people to be able to go to a doctor? Would that ever be possible, or is it only when there's a social media app with like funny dancing on it?
This is way less expensive.
She's like, she kept like, she was just like, you're a product of the Chinese government. No, whatever. Oh, I'm sorry, but best for last, friend of the show, Dan Crenshaw.
Oh no,
which is of course the guy with the eye patch.
Remember when he called in and played Death or No Death? That was great.
Chinese intelligence.
And this was a great like Crenshaw has got him cornered, baby. It's all over now because Texas's Dan Crenshaw is on the case.
Does his eye patch not even have a strap? What is cyborg kind of shit is going on here?
He's got pasties now.
He looks like a Terminator. What? This is terrifying.
Is it true that John Connor lives in this house?
Also,
he's doing a retinal scan.
I want you to keep in mind that he's 5'4" or something like that.
Question:
Go ahead.
Do you think he's got the eye patch so that the TikTok guy can't tell if his eyes are dilated or not?
Yeah, that's it. Why wouldn't he put two on?
Good point.
Start wandering around bumping into shit. I don't want to be identified by TikTok.
I want to get to some of these comments before I play this clip. Actually, I haven't been talking about them. Kyle says, if you're in Congress and you can't understand basic internet usage, get the fuck out.
It'll be a pretty empty Congress.
And I want to add to that, yesterday's internet is not today's internet. Okay? We got to keep up with the internet.
This shit off.
T-Tab says your phone has more data about you than any other device ever, and he's worried about accessing his 2006 Dell.
Well, that's where all the child porn is.
Oh.
EP Zeroni, he's right. Rob injection for president.
Are you declaring now for 2024?
No, I
Any
don't.
chance?
I do not want the job.
You got a lot of free time.
Yeah.
T-Tam says, "Don't tread on me. Me being the government."
I want to know if the CEO of TikTok is fully trained in Momando.
Bacon Charts says that Crenshaw is into cyberpunk now, and also that he would vote for me for president. Well, thank you.
Who would be your running mate, Rob?
You know, I probably want to get someone that knows what they're doing.
Marianne Williamson.
It would not be Marianne Williamson. You know what? I probably get. I've been listening to that economist Richard Wolff.
Oh, he's
a lot lately, and I've really been enjoing his
The Law and Order guy.
notifications.
That the same name, but he's with two Fs.
Two Fs. This guy, and he's the same archetype as Bernie. A little more spry, a little more awake.
He's more. He's less heavy on the Brooklyn Jewish accent, but it's there for sure.
Well, he's from Ohio, it says here.
He's from Ohio, but he sounds like a Brooklyn Jew. It's pretty
He's
tough.
80 years old, Rob. He might not make it.
No, it's okay. Dick Cheney made it. He could do it.
He's very spry and aware. He's lucid.
He's a healthy guy. But anyway, so let me play this Dan Crenshaw thing, and we'll wrap this up because this was the icing on the cake here.
Must cooperate with Chinese intelligence whenever they are called upon, and if they are,
sorry, this is a second or two. He's saying Chinese citizens
must cooperate with Chinese intelligence whenever they are called upon, and if they are called upon, they're bound to secrecy. That would include you. So, Mr. Chu, if the CCP tells ByteDance to turn over all data that TikTok has collected inside the U.S., even within Project Texas, do they have to do so according to Chinese law?
Listen, One Eye.
First, I'm Singaporean.
That's fine, but there are employees of yours and
that's fine.
In China.
We understand this concern. In my opening statement, we said,
I love. He's like, that's fine. That's fine.
Whatever. Same thing. He took one step away from saying same thing.
He's very tolerant. He'll allow you to be Singaporean.
I'm fine with it. I'll allow it.
T-Tam says, get Jesse Ventura as my running mate. He'd be in the cabinet for sure.
And then you could go to like wrestling shows with him. You guys could do all sorts of fun stuff.
They've got pupil recognition. They can see inside your brain. I've heard it all. I've seen inside. I was a Navy SEAL. There's things I haven't even seen with this TikTok thing.
So yeah, hopefully our government gets on TikTok after this and actually.
I'm working on getting it banned in Minnesota.
Bacon Chart says U.S. politics are pro wrestling. We've been saying this for the longest time. But
except everyone's the heel. There's no baby face.
Yes.
Other than that, yes.
Also, I wanted to play a video now of the show that I can't believe is still on the air. Maybe you've heard of it. It's called American Idol.
Oh, American Idol.
And
well, it stopped for a minute and then it came back on a different network, right? Or did it not stop
that's correct.
in between?
I thought you were going to say the Alex Jones show.
No, it did stop for a while because it used to be on Fox, and then they brought it back on ABC.
I didn't have. This is absolutely new information for me. I did not know this was around.
Oh, it's been around for like years, like 3 or 4 years. So
on ABC, it's been on for 3 years.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
And the judges are Katy Perry.
Mm-hmm. I like her.
Lionel Richie, I think.
Lionel Richie, yes. And
Katy Perry did a cover of your song that you cut on Livecast, right? Isn't that true? She said I kissed a girl and I liked it.
Yes, she ripped me off, but it's okay. I got some royalties from it.
That's fine.
So there was a girl who came on here and did Dio's Holy Diver, which you could say is a metal song. I would say at this point it's a classic rock song, and it's just maybe I'm certainly in a bit of a bubble, but I feel it's a pretty recognizable song. Anyway, well let's see what happens.
Gotta get away. Get away. Holy diver.
Oh no.
Holy diver. There's a cat in the middle coming after you. Holy diver. All right.
Oh no.
It's not bad. I think her dancing made it worse.
Shall we pray?
Her voice was okay.
Shall we pray?
Is that Luke Bryan, the country singer? Maybe I can't remember that guy's name.
Idol, but rock on in your own world.
Lionel? It's a no for me this trip, but I have not heard that song in 100 years.
You never heard that song. Shut up.
I know this may sound kind of strange, but Rob Zombie happens to be one of my dearest friends. So
What? No. Rob Zombie and Lionel Richie hang out?
What does that have to do with that? Like he doesn't sing that song. Why is he bringing this up?
Just like, see, I know rock. I know rock.
Gonna go
There's
search what
rockers.
Holy Diver is.
Okay.
Oh my God. Thank you, Rach.
Rach.
It's a no for me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, that's her name. That was what it said.
That's like when Dan Crenshaw was interviewing the TikTok guy, and he said, "I know a Chinese person."
Yeah.
All right, that wasn't as bad as I thought.
The most uncomfortable thing about that was how much she looked like Kathy Griffin.
I blame the blogs for saying that the judges reacted poorly to the fact that she picked a metal song, when I think it was more her performance.
Yeah.
Of the metal song. This had nothing to do with the
I
judges
feel like
being
that show, like
anti-metal.
if you can sing, they're gonna put you. It doesn't matter if they recognize the song or not. She just couldn't really sing.
Mm-hmm. And then Sid, who posted this in our Discord today? This 90s punk commercial. What was so funny about? Okay, go ahead.
Zebra Dyslexia posted this. Got me very triggered.
What was funny about this is I just remember I remember this commercial when it came out.
Seriously?
Yes,
I've never seen this before.
This was the era of late night 3-minute commercials that made any possible compilation ever. I bet these are all on Razor and Tie Records because they built that.
Wasn't.
Oh, this one wasn't? Okay.
I don't think so.
But most of them were like now that's what I call music.
This
Kids
is
Bop.
pre that. This is like early 90s, I have to think.
Oh, this is early 90s? Okay, maybe I'm mistaking it then because I'm thinking this would have been early aughts, but okay. So let's watch this cringeworthy punk compilation commercial.
You know what really makes us mad is wasting money on CDs with only 1 or 2 good songs.
Yeah. Talk about punk.
Doesn't that make you mad?
So
I hate
mad.
doing that.
That
Also,
wig, he looks like a character
the
from
wigs-
Planet of the Apes.
Yes, or like something from like a Frankenstein movie or something, or like the Beowulf.
Yeah, we got the CD called Punk that's loaded with our favorite tunes, man.
Yeah.
Just listen.
Loaded with our favorite tunes, man.
Crowded House. Get the what?
What? You don't like punk icons? Crowded House?
Oh, it only gets worse. Oh, this is fine. Ours is fine.
This Punk CD has 36 tunes, man, and
It's
I'm
more of a
telling
new
you,
wave.
they're all great.
Yeah.
Erasure, no. This is like new wave adjacent. The Knack.
Yeah,
You also
the
get
Knack
Huey
isn't
Lewis
even.
in
Yeah,
the
the Knack isn't punk.
Huey Lewis in the news.
And the Fix.
There are some jams on here.
No,
You can only get this CD by calling this 800 number, man.
Yeah.
Man,
So call now.
Yeah, Culture Club.
yeah, this is more of a new wave. This isn't punk. This is new wave.
You can get all
And it's plenty of
36
songs that I
great
like
songs on
fine,
2
but,
CDs
like,
for only
what?
$26.95.
Or 2 cassette tapes for just $21.95.
Oh, I get it on
Here's how to
cassette.
order.
To order punk,
Now,
call
why
the
was
number on your
Elvis and Michael
screen.
Jackson on there? That's like the person put a graphic on this.
Yeah, I
right?
think
Yeah,
that's
this is
whoever
the YouTube
uploaded it.
channel. Yeah.
So I got a question. So all right. Never mind. No, I lost my train of thought there.
Oh.
Sorry, I didn't mean to ruin the bit.
It's so baffling that it broke your brain.
yeah.
Huey Lewis, like all the others. All right, they're British. Britain is where punk came from. Fine, but Huey Lewis and the News is just not new wave, not punk. It's barely rock. Like, it's fine for what it was, but it was like the most mainstream thing you could be in the 80s. Like, what the fuck?
Dude, man, why can I never find any of my Barry Manilow songs all in one place, bro?
How frustrated do you think those actors were when they finally saw the commercial and they're like, we had to put on wigs to promote those bands? We could have just showed up normal looking. What did you make us put on outfits for? Could have shown up in my khakis and my button down for that.
It's a living, man. I don't know if you want to go throw back to the Dio for a second, but I found an old parody that one of our listeners, Josh Groban, sent in, which was a parody of Holy Diver that woman was just singing, and it was about Dio when he got cancer.
Oh my God! Was this before he died or after he died?
It was during his cancer treatments, but it's uplifting. It's not making fun of him for having cancer. It's not the best quality. Josh Groban.
The pain, oh, my side hurts. Something hurts inside of me. What could be wrong with me? Call the doctor. I'll tell him what's up, but he cannot see. We need a colonoscopy. Fix me right away. Help me, doctor. Oh, yeah. He says, Ronnie Dio, this is hard to say, but I have something to tell you. Cancer is coming for you.
R.I.P. Ronnie.
Thanks for the warning. I may be small, but I'll win this fight. Oh, will I be alright?
I told you it was uplifting.
Had to say.
You want to say something? I pause it.
No. It's uplifting unless you know what ended up actually happening.
Yeah.
Right. Oops. All right, you got the idea there. To play the whole thing.
I'm actually gonna I'm gonna finally meet Groban IRL. There's a wrestling event happening in Toronto.
I was gonna say he lives in Canada, right?
Yeah, Forbidden Door, and I'm gonna.
Oh, you're going to that?
I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna trek on up. End of June. End of June.
Didn't invite me or anything. That's okay.
Wow. Wow.
Well, I was gonna fly there, and you're on a no-fly. Would you get on a plane?
I could meet you there. Take a little Greyhound or something.
You would do the 8-hour Greyhound versus an hour
8 hours.
flight?
Not 8
Darren's
hours.
John Madden and you're Al Michaels.
Toronto, yeah. I looked it up. It's 8 hours.
I'm only John Madden for the year of 2023.
Yeah.
After that, I'll be back to flying.
Dusty Rhodes Muffler says going inside Groban's Forbidden Door. No, we're just friends.
You don't know that. What if a spark happens? What if there's a little Flint action?
No. He's like a little baby brother.
Oh, he's not. He's like 37. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's called the
He's
Cub.
not 37.
How old is he?
I don't know. He's like early 30s. I don't know.
Dude, he was fucking like he wrote that song 15 years ago. I mean, he was our listener then. He had to be like mid-20s then.
Would this count as grooming if Rob hooked up with him?
Didn't Groban become like a successful podcaster? Like he does all kind of media
the creative imbalances.
Rob has been a guest, right? Or a guest on that show.
Yeah, indeed.
Never asked me or Darren. Fucked up.
I found some other classic compilation.
Oh no.
Commercials that I wanted to share that like this just brings me back to just watching TV on a Sunday afternoon.
Oh yes.
This exact one with this font I remember. I never got a chance to love you.
It's Monster Ballads, the ultimate 4 CD set, complete with 52.
That's not a terrible deal. 4 CDs for $30.
If it wasn't for these songs that everyone heard 1,000 million times.
Order online right now at MusicSpace.com.
I already know what song's coming next. That's how many times I saw this.
It's a full CD of the tracks you would skip if you actually bought these albums from these bands.
This is back when pop music was exclusively rock.
Now, I don't know if it's because I lived in New York all my life and we had record shops everywhere, but I always wondered why people would buy a compilation of songs that, you know, were like the ones you heard all the time constantly. I don't know if maybe that's like a privilege thing, I guess. Maybe people couldn't get these songs.
I think it's just for the casuals that don't like buy every rock album that comes out. They're just like, oh, I know this song from the radio. I'll just get a CD full of that song.
There's people that consume media in that way. Like when I was married, my in-laws, my sister and brother-in-law, love them dearly. I'm not going to speak ill of them in any way, but they had just the most basic like consumption of media. Sometimes, like it would just be like, you know, watching Ridiculous, whatever was on MTV. You know what I mean? I was like, that's cool. But like if I would just be up there, that's what would always be on the TV. Just some people consume media like with what's presented to them.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'd say most people. That's why that stuff is so popular.
Yeah, that's why it's easy to watch. So it doesn't require much. You don't need to know much backstory. Here we go.
When you want today's hottest dance hits on one unbelievable album.
I want to know.
You go for the ultimate.
Oh yeah, LaBouche. My first CD purchase.
Really?
Oh, there
That can't be right. That's right.
Ace of Base. Crypto Nazis. Ace of Base.
70 minutes of non-stop electricity.
Wasn't there something where they were like secretly putting Nazi messages in their songs? Or something?
I thought one of them used to be in a Nazi band or something.
CD $17.98. These are the
Oh,
hits you want to
yeah.
hear. Everyone a certified dance man.
Come on, ride the train.
Ah,
God, this is right back to 1991 right here.
Yeah.
Real McCoy versus Ace of Base was like the Nirvana versus Pearl Jam of the dance music world in the mid 90s. You could only pick one.
Oh. This is the one bad Radiohead song.
That's not bad. I think they think it's bad. I like that song.
I was just going for a joke.
Radiohead is very ashamed of that song.
Why?
Because they're like very artsy fartsy smartsy guys now, and they don't
Yeah, they
shun
don't
their
like. Yeah, they don't
rock
like
radio.
mainstream pop.
Isn't that like it's kind of an artsy fartsy song? It just got played to death.
Yeah. Well, either way, they try very hard to distance themselves from that.
Yeah,
era
they
of
don't
their
like
band.
Dave Chappelle's cover of it, basically. So they're really against it. No, I don't.
I remember every one of these commercials.
Oh, I love Belly.
With Nas, the movie.
That too.
We should watch that. Honestly,
Oh.
that's a terrible movie. We should watch that on the Patreon.
People love that movie.
It's so fucking awful. It's
Oh,
like
no,
the
better
worst.
than that.
The Belly is like the worst possible version of that genre.
But the most famous because of the cast.
All right, this one you've definitely seen.
Alt-Malt.
When it comes to the music of the 90s,
Oh man.
House of Pain.
Music today is everywhere. No need to label
Music
it.
today is everywhere.
2.5 hours of the coolest songs on 2 CDs and 2 cassettes.
Hey man, do you like music? Is that the young Jennifer Garner?
Ah.
Oh my god, I worked in a record store where this played like every second of every day in 1993. Oh my
I love
God.
that they went from that to "Sex Me" by R. Kelly.
Oh, Roxette. Best.
You'll be amazed at who you'll find on Living in the 90s.
Young Mario Lopez. Mark your mark.
Oh.
Lifting weights.
Basketball stars.
Yeah.
Pushnickens.
Oh, I hate
Legendary artists.
Oh, no,
You know,
and it's
legendary
like
artist Vanilla Ice.
Living in the 90s has the songs you know, the songs you love, and the songs you just can't live without.
What?
Isn't it great that you don't have to do this anymore to market things to people? That's a legitimate
classic.
banger.
Agreed.
Oh,
A lot of these songs suck, but that's a great song.
Oh, Stevie B's on this. Okay, there's some good stuff.
There's only one.
Stevie B didn't get the A platform where he gets played on for 3 seconds on the
Yeah.
To order, call the number on your screen or send check or money order. 2 CDs.
It's all-
This is
all
the
of
same
these are-
company as the punk one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Razor and Tie.
These are probably all
Oh.
the same thing.
I only saw the Westwood promotions on the other one. Maybe they expanded later on. I knew a guy who worked for Razor and Tie, and when they did that Going South compilation of all the Southern rock, he got me an autographed copy of it by the woman who was the model on the cover of it. It's like, oh, cool. And
Rob,
he had her sign it like, "Hey Sid, keep it in your pants" or something. I don't think I have it anymore, sadly, but it was a very weird gift I was given once.
Rob, do you have the commercial from the Razor Ramon record company? Is that on there? Hey, yo. Do you
It's
like
all Rico Suave.
you like music, bro? I'm here to sell you music.
This music will carve you up. All right, we could get out of there.
Hey, yo.
He is dead, right? Scott Hall?
Yeah,
He
it
did
was
die, right?
actually just the 1-year anniversary of his
Oh,
death.
wow.
R.I.P. Scott Hall. Mike Francesa. Oh my God, Mike Francesa's in the news. How did we wait this long? Play this.
Is he promoting a CD of just like the greatest hits of
Oh,
his
yeah.
air checks from the WFAN years?
Listen,
All
you
right,
know, you
wrong
Bell Biv
tab.
DeVoe. Is it Bo Biv DeVoe? I can't remember. my son tells me about the Bell Biv DeVoe.
Mons.
I mean, I know I heard.
I want to tell you, congratulations to everybody out there. You made it through the winter.
Congratulations for not dying.
You wouldn't know it by the
You wouldn't know
March weather. I mean, the weather in March has just been brutal, but March is always brutal.
March.
But you know this, first day of spring is this evening.
Marge is my cleaning woman.
The
I know
first
that
day
because
is this
obviously,
evening?
I was born on the first day of spring. This is my birthday today. Well, and I know the people who have the same birthday as me, including Pat Riley and Spike Lee, who share the same birthday as me every
Is he
year.
dying?
See too many potato croquettes in there.
Happy birthday to them. And
Stuck in that
happy
throat.
spring to everybody out there. We are just a couple of days away from opening day. So obviously we're all looking forward to
I just love how
I
he
want to tell
says.
you, congratulations.
I love how he just says, "Congratulations for getting through the winter. Like all you did was not die. Congratulations, not getting caught in a wood chipper." Or something.
At his age,
for living.
At his age, that is an accomplishment.
That's a good point.
Now, Mikey, all those people this winter that died, it's a very bad job, Mikey. I mean, bad job. Bad job by that guy that got hit by a car speeding across the Belt Parkway. Terrible job. I was on a Saturday. I was driving by, saw his dead corpse. Awful job, Mikey.
Oh, no.
You got to live through the winter. Did anybody tell you got to live through the winter? I mean, please. I mean, come on. It's a joke. It's a joke, Mike.
Did Mike Francesa enjoy the World Baseball Classic? I've heard Chris Russo's thoughts on it. I haven't heard Mike Francesa's thoughts.
Well, first of all, what's Chris Russo's thoughts on it?
He
Bad?
does. He. This is one of those situations where I start questioning my own beliefs because someone I aggressively dislike agrees with me. And I'm just like, well, maybe I've been wrong this whole time.
I can't be bothered watching real baseball. I can't be bothered with the WBC. All I think of WBC is Floyd Patterson, 1922 against Max Schmeling. That's the WBC to me.
That's because he was on ESPN saying like, so the Otani Mike Trout last at bat of the championship game. And he was like scoffing at people saying that it was epic. And he's like, "That's epic. Then what's Kirk Gibson versus Dennis Eckersley in 1988?"
That's epic too. What the fuck? Do things can't be epic, dipshit?
To him, no. He's like, "What's a big deal? Mike Trout strikes out all the time. What's so epic about that?"
Okay.
Just contrarian for contrarian's sake, which listen, I can appreciate, but like, come up with a better reference than 1988. Like, is there nothing more recent? That's the fucking condemnation of baseball in general. If that's the most recent thing you could come up with to compare it to,
I know I haven't watched baseball in 30 years, Sid. Come on, give me a break. It's too many games.
Then there's also this local radio host, Rob. I'm going to put this link in the Discord. I'm in our private chat. Who had a rant. He also is like me in being anti, but like this is another thing that I saw. I'm like, maybe I don't want to be on the same side as these people, because he's also like a huge Met fan. He was very upset that the Mets closer got injured, and then on his radio show, somebody called in to like defend the World Baseball Classic, and they got into it. And this is
It's trying to expand baseball globally.
Yes, you
That's the
idiot.
whole
Why do
point.
I care about globally? Do you understand?
I know this guy.
Listen, they're marketing to smarter people than you. I'm sorry. You don't get it. You never will get it.
It's not for us,
It's
you
about the
moron.
money.
Why are you yelling?
It's about the money, stupid.
I know
It's
that,
about the
Bill.
money.
What don't you get? I know that. What
You're an
don't you
idiot.
get?
I get
Okay,
it.
why you're yelling.
No, you
can't
don't.
figure it out. You're not bright enough. I get it.
Yeah.
It's about
Oh my.
Oh, this guy owned him so hard.
Where's he going?
Threw his headphones down. He's had enough of the bullshit.
I actually can't take it.
You can't take
Base.
This guy's for some background. This guy's a he's like he is one of the guys that's in Mike Francesa's, like he's like the successor, I guess. But he's just
Francesa successor.
He's a Francesa successor. They're 3 times fast, Mikey. He's just constantly angry about everything. It's a shtick, but he's like a real meathead. Sal Licata. That's his name.
A friend of mine sent me this Francesa clip I wanted to play in the airport. He called in to the Boomer and Geo show.
If this is just going to be that Ron Jeremy picture, Rob, I swear to God, I'm going to walk off the show.
No, it's not. It's not.
Al, you got something for us? So Mike, the guy on the hold who
And
claims
this
to
is
be Mike,
Boomer
I was trying
Esiason?
to
Yes.
protect
Who's
my number.
Geo?
Who's not Mike?
Pause it. I'll explain.
thinks
Geo
it's
is
him.
like some like empty suit guy that they've because he was Boomer and Carton, and then that guy Craig Carton got indicted for like defrauding people over sports memorabilia or something.
But he's back on FAN now.
Well,
Like,
that's what
nothing
happened. So they
happened.
replaced him with this guy. Then like a year and a half passed, and then Carton got his job back, but they gave him a different slot.
Yeah.
It's him as well. So if you want to roll the dice, see what happens. You'll be able to tell.
Why would Mike call into us? He doesn't listen to us.
Oh, he's there if you want to talk to him.
Okay,
Which
let's hear
one?
it already. Get to it, shithead.
It's up.
What the fuck?
Oh, it's up. All right. Is Mike?
Oh,
It
it's
is
Mike.
me. It's me because I'm calling you guys right now, and I don't listen very often, but I just heard what you just said. How much misinformation can you guys give out in 5 minutes?
What's the
I mean,
misinformation that we
number
gave
one,
out? What is
I
it?
don't know Dave Gettleman. Let me just speak for a minute, Boomer, then you can speak. Number one, I don't know Dave Gettleman. I've never spent 5 minutes with him. Okay, so I have no relationship with him. I've had a very good relationship
That's the GM of the Giants. Was new guy now.
with the Giants, and the Giants are angry at me because I gave out the Boomer information, the Eli information about him canceling the program and why he canceled the program, which was given to me last Monday. And I was not told that I couldn't give it out for public. I wasn't allowed to use it. I was never told that. And I was given that information by FN management as to why he wasn't doing it. And that he wasn't
Even with this low res video, you could still see the disgust on Boomer Esiason's face in the middle. Like, look at how annoyed he is.
And Francesa is the king of Boomer information. He should just know everything about Boomer information.
I love
I'm
that they
gonna
have
send
the
it now.
photo queued up too. So great.
Number two, so I don't have any relationship with Gettleman, and Gettleman's never fed me a story. So I wasn't angry at Gettleman for
He's
that.
already
I
out
was
of
angry
breath.
because I thought he had no plan. And I didn't agree with having 2 quarterbacks on the roster. I think they should have cut one. If they were going to bring in a
Mike
guy that
knows
they
all
believed
about
was a
cutting one.
franchise quarterback,
In his sleep while the show's going on.
Oh, who cares?
they got rid of Eli. That was my point last year. That was my point this year. and I'm supposed to be the Eli supporter. I think Eli has gotten too much blame, but the bottom line is if they wanted to move on, they should have got him off the team.
Okay.
And then moved on with a young quarterback.
Okay.
Now, about the young player who was shot.
Okay.
You didn't say that. I opened up my comment with, this could happen to any player on any team, in any organization, any organization, in any sport, or anywhere in life. And if it turns out that he was in the wrong place or was doing something wrong, Giants will look embarrassed because they made such an issue of character. I said if. I said we have no facts. I've been trying to get facts. We don't have any facts. That's how I opened it up. How about you
Who was
guys
Stan Lee?
mentioning that before killing me for what I said?
How are the Giants the laughing stock of the league right now?
Okay.
Because of the fact that this whole idea
Look at how
that they came
frustrated
out.
he is. I love it.
with-
I don't
get on this for
I don't
2
know what
months,
he's talking
told
about, but
people,
it's so funny
and
how
he
angry he
did
is.
leak to people, which I know that he was taking 2 defensive players and then changed his mind, which he had every right to do. But the other point is they
Oh, who
have been
cares?
back and forth between rebuilding, not rebuilding, rebuilding, not
All right,
rebuilding.
this goes on.
I can
Oh, wait,
I can
there's a
sympathize
peek
with
here.
Boomer because it's like Francesa at this point still was on FAN, right? So he has his own fucking show. Now he's taking over my show too.
Just hang
And
up
I
on
have
this
to sit
fuck.
there
Why are
and
you
take
like entertaining this?
Yeah.
Because he'll get him fired, probably.
Yeah.
That's the only reason.
There's a peak there's a little peak here in this video viewing. I wonder if this is something.
Doing something wrong or was in the wrong place, it's going to make the Giants look very bad. I said if we have no information.
Okay. I mean, okay. All right. And that part I did not hear. I will admit that.
Oh, stop kowtowing to this guy. Have some balls.
Well, I mean, I think we've all been accused of that at some point. But I guess my contention would be that the if part is just unnecessary to even bring that up when we don't have the information.
That's fine. You do your show, I'll do mine, okay?
Okay, fine. All right. I mean, I
But if you're
don't.
going to quote me correctly.
Tell him to
all
shut
right,
the
all right.
fuck
You
up.
spend enough time talking about me, and you spend enough time talking about me, took time imitating me, at least get it right, okay?
All right. Oh, okay. But the stuff that we said that you said, you did say, though, right?
Yeah, except you took it completely out of context.
I don't know how. I don't
Why
listen.
did you say the whole thing? If you heard it properly.
Okay.
If you didn't hear it, then you're making it up.
No, but we didn't make it up. We quoted what you said.
No, the way you said it, you made me look like I completely slaughtered them and said there wasn't a chance that they didn't do anything wrong, which I said exactly at the open.
You said the Giants were the laughing stock of the league, and they're sad. That's what
They
you
are.
said.
They
Yeah.
have been for years, and I follow them daily, day in, day out. And I said this to the owner. I've said it to him 3 years ago. They haven't made a right decision in 5 years. Look at them. Look at their record.
You don't have to
They
tell
got
us.
out
We
of
sit here every morning talking
with,
about
with
it.
that quarterback, they should
All
have been
right,
out.
all right, all right.
Why? I'm very upset that there's no Mets memorabilia in that set. Why is there a Yankees clock and everything, and every other New York fucking sports team, and no Mets? Fuck you.
There's no Jet stuff.
And Boomer used to play for the Jets. You think he counts as the Jets memorabilia?
That's probably That's why there's no, because he played for them and he hated it.
Yeah.
Oh, who cares about the Jets? Who cares?
No Jet stuff. There's no Knicks stuff. I don't.
They're the laughing stock of the league.
All right. Well, R.I.P. Mike Francesa.
And congratulations to Mike Francesa for not dying this winter. It's a good job. Good job by him.
We'll see if you can make it through spring. It's season to season at this point with him.
Yeah, the way his voice sounds.
Yeah.
Why not make autumn?
He won't live to see his Yankees get eliminated from the playoffs again.
He can use one of his other many experiences on that. Replay that in his mind when he's in his convalescent home. Happens every year.
I also wanted to share some photos. Gene Simmons actually just sold his home in Las Vegas for $11 million. Darren, I sent you the link in our private chat. I wanted you to read this quote that Gene gave as to why he bought the property and decided to sell it. So
First, I bought it because Mr. Biden and Mr. Newsom are looking to raise taxes to the point where if I work really hard to earn a legal dollar, I may get to keep 35 cents.
So the tax rate is 75% or 65% for him, is what he's saying.
You know how us of the chosen people, you love to hold on to a penny. So California has become untenable. So I'd rather leave the money to my family and to charity and so on. So I wanted to move to Las Vegas. No income tax, no state tax, no local tax, no inheritance tax. Beautiful place, great. Except for one thing, my family doesn't want to go there. They're not going to put up with the heat. And down the street, there's strippers and stuff like that. They don't want to deal with any of that. You know, you don't have to visit the strippers, right? Like, that's not illegal.
Yeah, there's plenty. Like
obligation.
I visited some friends in Vegas. There's the Strip where everything happens, and then a mile or two away is like proper Las Vegas where people live, which is nowhere near any of that stuff.
But also, I'd like to point out, even if you go to the Strip, you don't have to go to a strip club.
Yeah.
Don't go in. Why would your family be? So you're saying you're just incapable of staying out of a strip club if you're near them.
Yeah. Also, his children are all like over 21.
Over 61.
Yeah, like it sounds like it's just his wife doesn't trust him around
Right.
strippers.
100%.
Yeah.
You know.
Is there more to this?
Well, I wanted to show the photos of the house, but there are a few more quotes if you want to. Oh yeah, I see. Okay. The other one is talking about another mansion that he purchased in Los Angeles. But yeah, I want to take a look at this home here. Let's take a look. Let's do a little house hunters.
Oh.
But it's photos and not video. But let's see. There we go. So this is the exterior. Pretty boring.
Yeah.
But it's got a pool. I like that. Nice little private.
Trees.
Yeah. This just feels too big. Like, why does anybody need this much house?
Because you can
Like, for
afford
4
it,
people.
pretty much.
Yeah, it just seems like so much to maintain.
You have
Gotta hire
staff for that.
cleaners.
I need a lot of place for my sephirim and my my tzitzits. They need to be stored in a safe,
There's
warm
a
place,
mikvah.
Rabba. Yes, there's a mikvah out back. I build my sukkah outside in that giant yard that you see.
I
Used
like
to
the
make Shannon
style.
Tweed live in a separate house when she was menstruating.
Yes, of
You
course.
know, I like the style, but it doesn't feel homely. It feels very like a
Homey. Homely means
homely.
ugly.
I'm sorry. Well, then it is very homely. No, it doesn't.
You're
even
too
feel very-
exposed. Everything is glass. I'd feel like
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
somebody's
I
watching
would
me
get
all
like
the time.
fingerprints on everything. Yeah, like it makes me not want to use anything. I do like how the wall is glass. So that's really cool. Like this
No.
living room area. I like that. Why not?
Because
They don't-
again, I feel too exposed, especially if I'm a big rich celebrity. I
Exposed.
think they were like
There's nothing
paparazzi
there.
filming
Dude,
my
you're
shit.
you're
Yeah.
exactly right. All the many Kiss groupies will come by and
Yeah.
see my schwanz and my pupik. It's not not kosher.
It's just, what do you think? There's going to be drones? Like, look at how far
Yes.
away this trip is.
Exactly why I'm selling it. Take out also, but the hard part about buying a new home is seeing if I can build a new mikvah, and then my wife. I don't want to be in the room with her menzies. That's not.
Oh no,
Not fun. Not fun.
No, she stays in the cabana.
Oh, this is the bedroom. Hello.
It is? Where's the bed?
In the
Hold
middle.
on. Hold on. Hold on.
That looks like a couch. Oh, okay. Cabana.
Cabana.
Oh, a little jacuzzi in the bathroom. That's just gonna
Could you
make things, like,
imagine
very
the amount of
steamy.
hair that gets caught in that drain? From Gene fucking Simmons?
From what, his
Oh.
pubes? Not from his head?
All of it. And his body?
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Rabba,
thought
I
it
don't
was
know if that the picture's included in this photo set, but there is a fountain sculpture of Lebby Kletsky in the yard.
Oh no.
Beautiful, beautiful sculpture. Artist
He's a little
based
cherub.
in LA. Yes, little cherub Lebby Kletsky.
And the water spurts out of his neck where the guy sliced it open.
Yes, that's right.
blood.
I forgot to mention that. Yes, thank you, Sid. Beautiful art piece. Even there's like a little attachment of the dumpster that he was placed
Oh
in.
my God.
Yes, that he was found in.
It's a retrofitted kiss coffin.
How do you know so much about my Lebby Kletsky sculpture?
Because I've been peeping into your all glass house. It's very easy
Damn
to
it.
see inside.
Exactly why I'm moving. Knew it. Knew it all along.
You know what they say about people in glass houses, Rob? Come on.
What do they say?
You can't throw stones.
Ah,
Break
Should
the
have
whole
done.
fucking thing.
Should have done what Peter Chris did and live in a log cabin.
Thought you were going to say refrigerator box.
That's all he could afford, though, because I schmeicheled him out of all his money.
Schmeicheled.
That's a thing. That's a Yiddish word.
Is
I think
it
I used
really?
it. I think I used it right. I want to say that it's when you swindle somebody, but I'm not sure.
this is his current home, right here.
It looks very similar.
Yeah, he likes the modern
Aesthetic.
architecture. Aesthetic, yes. Although his ass can't fit in this seat. Look at that. It's just gonna break.
I looked it up. I was slightly off. It's when you deceptively smooth talk somebody.
Okay.
It's part of swindling, but not exactly the same thing.
What do you think about this place? Is it more private for you? It's in the hills.
Not really. It's still
It's a
too
gated
much.
community.
It also looks more like an office than a home. Look at all no, this is weird. Yeah. I mean, obviously, I'm not one to criticize somebody's gigantic house because, that.
Yes, you are.
I wish I could afford that, but it just looks like an office.
Ooh, the Sherman Oaks crib.
Oh,
You guys,
older homes.
Pesach is coming. I'd like to one last Seder in the house. You guys are invited.
Oh, thank you.
Come on over.
Oh, this was the home that was on the show, I believe. But they sold this home.
How many rooms are? Fuck's sake! There's like 5 more slides to go still.
Must be nice.
All right. Must it?
I assume.
A house like that.
Yeah.
I mean, not that particular one, but one
Yeah.
that's that big.
Just to have the wherewithal.
Yeah. What were you going to ask me, Rob?
You mentioned you had a question of the day, Darren.
Oh, yeah, I did. I was just thinking back on my own answer to this. I was wondering, I wanted to throw it out to you. What was the first time you remember a celebrity dying? Like how the youngest in your lifetime? I mean, I should say the first time in your life, your youngest age when you remember a celebrity dying. I have my answer. My first thought was John Denver. I remember crashed his plane, but then I remembered an earlier one, which was when I was in first grade and John Lennon got shot. And the teacher actually went over it in the class in case we had just heard of it. I guess she was trying to be sensitive. Although this was the same teacher that I told another story about who ridiculed my classmate Cheryl, remember, because she stunk and she brought the class back and forth and all that. So so she wasn't that sensitive, but she told us that John Lennon died and it was announced on Monday Night Football and the whole country went crazy. So that was my
Bacon
first.
Charts says, does 9/11 count?
Well,
I think it does.
A couple of people, I think a Hollywood writer died in 9/11, and
or is he just implying that since 9/11 is famous, then anyone who died in it technically counts as a celebrity?
I suppose so. But I was thinking more of like a cultural icon. Princess Diana, that's a good one. I was already I think a teenager. How old? When did she die?
I think she died right around when John Denver did.
Oh, really?
No, 97 was when she died.
Yeah, John Denver I thought died in the late 80s, but I could be wrong.
Rob,
John Denver, I mean not John Denver. Princess Diana was where my mind went, but by 97 I was already pretty
I was
grown.
20,
There had to
I
be
was
something
23.
before that. Yeah, I was 13. So I can't think of anything. Who died in 88? Who died in 87, 88 or 89 that I would remember?
I don't know. Len Bias.
Rob did not know who Len Bias was. For me, it's Rock Hudson. Even though as a kid, this was 1985, so I had no idea who the fuck he was. But my parents knew, and my mom was very upset that he died. And I think it was mainly because he was Jewish. And I was like, Rock Hudson doesn't sound like a Jewish name. She's like, no, he's Jewish. To my mom, every famous person was Jewish.
Yeah, his name's like
it had nothing to do with
Menachem Levenstein or something.
Yeah, let me see. What was his actual name?
But also,
nothing to do that he was gay and had AIDS.
Well, he came
Roy
out that he was-
Scherer.
Roy Scherer. Schmeichler.
I'm not even sure if he was Jewish. Nothing comes up when I search Rock Hudson Jew. So my mom might have been wrong, but either way, that was why she was upset. And it was all over the news, but it was because he had AIDS. He was one of the first celebrities to die of AIDS.
And also
nobody even knew. Yeah.
He was probably the biggest star that was outed as gay. Like, even though there were always rumors about various people, he was the 1st one that people openly made the connection that he was gay, because he died of AIDS, and people, like, after he died, admitted for him that he was gay, I guess, close to him, people close to him.
And then it was a whole thing because, like, wasn't he close with, like, Nancy and Ronald Reagan?
Yes.
Yeah, and she totally did not.
She threw him under the bus.
Yeah.
And also, she threw him under the bus after he died too, right? Didn't she say something like, "I don't believe he was gay," or she's not exactly that. I think she said that she was negative about him not telling her that he was gay. But why would you tell her when she's so famously anti-gay? you know?
Yeah.
Of course, that's the kind of person that forces you to hide it.
Yeah.
When they're in your life.
Or she's full of shit and she knew it all along and just, had to keep up appearances and pretend that no, that's not.
But she was like, wasn't she like the sex queen of Hollywood? Like, before she married Ronald Reagan, like, didn't she was famous? And I'm not
Before
saying
and during, some say.
Yes, and I'm not shaming her for having lots of sex, but she's also a hypocrite if she's going to be,
for sure, yeah.
Shitting on someone for their sexual preference.
Yeah.
Bacon Sharts mentioned Kurt Cobain, which really makes me feel old because he was like 20 when I died. When I died, Jesus
Oh my
Christ.
God!
I might not make it through the winter.
And Bacon Sharts was 5 when that happened. God damn. Teeny little
94.
bacon.
I remember. I have a side story about Kurt Cobain dying, but he's more in the background of the story. I went out.
Could we just? Sorry,
please.
read T-Tab's comments. Nancy Reagan also threw Cliff under the bus.
Yeah,
you're so easy, Sid.
I am.
She was the driver. What's she doing on Hard Times at that point? Wasn't she still in the White House? What's she doing driving that bus? 86, whatever that was. Jesus. No, what I was gonna say is, I had like a one night stand with this person, which I never do. That's out of my comfort zone totally. But I went to a bar and I hooked up with this woman. I was 20. This is when Kurt Cobain died. So 1994. I was 20 years old. And I was like I had a long relationship with my girlfriend that was always breaking up and starting again. And this was in a break. And I just met this woman, and she was probably 35-ish. I don't know. And a lawyer and everything.
Courtney Love. I will
No.
lose my
No. It's just tangentially like she was like a very basic pop culture person, like we were talking about, but she bought In Utero because Kurt Cobain died, and she had it and she was playing it the whole time I was there. And then I went to sleep there, woke up in the morning, and we were both like, "Oh, what did we do? This is not good." And she immediately went and put on In Utero again, like fucking 10 in the morning. And all that album In Utero, I just associate with that experience. I go right back to that because it was such a
Good or
miserable,
bad?
terrible.
Bad.
I do not
That's
like
sad because it's such a good album.
It is. I don't like casual sex, and also I did not find her that attractive, and it was just a very.
Why'd you do it then, Darren? Why'd you do it?
I was drunk. That's partly why I don't drink anymore.
Blame it on the alcohol.
Blame it on the vodka. Blame it on the Henny. Blame it on the Blue Tap. Got you feeling dizzy.
What was your drink of choice when you
beer?
Did drink alcohol?
Mostly beer, but sometimes whatever. Like, it's the same with weed. Like, if someone passed it to me, I would drink it.
You weren't doing it for the taste. You were doing it for the effect.
Oh, I hate the taste of all alcohol. The only one thing I ever had that didn't taste like alcohol was like woodpecker cider or something like that. It just tastes like apple juice or something. But even that, I just don't like alcohol. And then when I finally realized I don't like it, I was only doing it to get buzzed. And then I could never find the right buzz level. I would always either never get drunk or pass out and start throwing up. I was like, I don't enjoy this, and I just stopped. It's not for me. I don't like, if someone wants to drink around me, I have no problem with it. I don't like drinking.
So I found my first celebrity death that affected me, which was when I was 8 or 9, which was the death of Benny Hill.
Oh my God!
Good one.
because he was my
Wow.
comedy icon. He was my my building blocks of comedy, like the first comedian that I truly was blown away by, if we're not counting Sesame Street or whatever, was Benny Hill. Because I love that show so much, and the closing gag with the chase and the music and the yakety yak.
Yakety sax.
Yakety sax.
I wonder if people like younger than us, significantly younger than us, are aware of Benny Hill. Because he's other than every time there's a funny video, they put the music to it. That's the only thing. But I don't know if
I think the generation younger than me probably are aware as well, because in the very, very early days of Comedy Central, with the original logo, Benny Hill was like what Ridiculousness on MTV is now. Like that was just the one show that they would just re-air when they couldn't afford to air anything else. So I do think there are a few people in their mid-30s who.
But even
have
that
Benny
was
Hill.
30 years ago. That
Yeah.
era of
Oh, you're
Comedy
right.
Central.
Oh,
Those people in
no.
their 30s were barely alive.
But Benny Hill should really
Shifty
be.
Shortcake. No idea who Benny Hill is. I'm 36.
Can you find like a random Benny Hill clip from on YouTube and just play it, just so people get a feel for it?
And find the one with the yakety sax, because that's what people will definitely know. I think even if you're 20, you probably know what that tune is. Because if you don't know what yakety sax is, it's the song they play whenever something funny happens in the news, and they speed it up, and they say this would go great with yakety sax.
Or like sports bloopers.
Right. Like people dropping the ball.
I remember, like, what's so interesting about it too is it was a very horny show.
Oh, extremely.
There was so much. I can't believe my parents let me watch.
And there were rumors after he died that he died a virgin.
What?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why?
I remember that in the news, and people were like, that guy with such a horny show and he never had sex. It was like a whole thing.
He's an actor. But this thing is like, it was a horny show, but it was cheeky horny. It wasn't like overtly, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like, oh, isn't this so naughty? You know.
That's Benny in the suit.
Yes, not the woman. Oh, Benny did a lot of drag though in this show.
Yeah, it's true. But I think the drag was in service of seeing women. The drag was what. Oh my God! Maybe that's conservatives' only notion of cross-dressing is from old Benny Hill episodes where he would just put on drag to see the women naked. That must be how they think that all cross-dressers are.
That's not true though. There was that was an element, but he also would
Yeah.
play legit women characters. I think like
That's
Kids in
true,
the Hall
that's true.
did.
Let me
So,
read
yeah,
you
okay.
this snippet from his Wikipedia page. Hill never married and he had no children. He had proposed to 2 women, but neither accepted. Shortly after his death in '92, actress Annette Andre said that she turned down his proposal of marriage in the early 1960s. Rumors circulated that he was gay, but he always denied it. It could be another Rock Hudson situation here.
Yeah. Look at it. Did you see what just happened while you were reading that? He's like a woman in a wheelchair just fell off a gigantic cliff. That's funny enough right there. I don't need anything else.
Yeah, you don't need the context.
Everyone in this
Yeah,
audience who has
there's
not heard
always
of
someone
Benny
being
Hill
carried
watching.
out. I feel, yeah, always someone carried out at the end.
They're going opposite ways. Yeah, very funny.
And it looks like there's a YouTube channel where all the old episodes are up there for free. So,
Oh my goodness. I know what I'm doing tonight.
yeah, I'm definitely gonna binge some of this stuff.
Benny
And
Hill's
every
so good.
sketch eventually just ends up in the chase.
Yeah.
Not every sketch.
Not
That's
every
like the
sketch, but
climax of the episode.
right.
Yeah.
But there are some chases in the middle too.
Dusty Rhodes-Muffler asks Mr. Bean or Benny Hill. As a kid, I would have said Benny Hill. Now I think I say Mr. Bean for me.
I like Mr. Bean, but I think Benny Hill's on his own tier.
Yeah.
It was just like a combination of when you were a kid, you were like 8 or 9, and this would come on TV. Like you get to see tits, and you get classic comedy. It was just like the nicest, like warm apple pie on a rainy day. You know, it satisfied everything that kids like.
T-Tab with a great second question of the week. Would you rather have sex with Benny Hill with a pussy or Megan Fox with a dick?
Definitely Megan. I'm not transphobic.
Rob, you want to describe what we're looking at?
We're watching Benny Hill running from the cops, or no? I don't know.
Random Benny Hill. You can find any Benny Hill sketch and you'll just laugh your ass off. Just find Benny Hill online.
Where's the chase, though? Oh, this is just some art piece.
Yeah, they're parodying like an art film or something.
He looks like a young Bobby Heenan.
Yeah,
absolutely. I always thought they were related as a kid.
Imagine.
Shifty Shortcake said, "All I saw were boobs. Was anything else going on?" Oh yeah, it's like vaudeville. It's like vaudeville, like punny word humor and all that kind of stuff, and boobs.
It was naughty. It was a very naughty show.
Naughty, but not overtly sexual. Like just
Yeah,
half naked women. But it's also, I would say, I don't know if you agree with me. I would say it's very cerebral humor, like Monty Python, like cerebral humor plus dumb, crude humor at the same time.
Honestly, it's been so long since I've actually watched it that I can't confirm or deny that.
There would be like long soliloquies where he would just do a written out speech, kind of like Buddy Cole from Kids in the Hall, and it would just be all verbiage. It wouldn't be any tits on screen or anything.
But you see, like, the thing is, like, in my, like, 9-year-old boy memory, like, anybody talking in a British accent for a long time sounded smart, regardless of what they were saying. So who knows if it really was going back? Like, I'd have to actually watch it again.
I thought it was the perfect mix of, like, smart and dumbass humor. Like Beavis and Butthead is another good comparison.
That's fair. Here's a chase. A lot of old people, a lot of naughty old men pinching bottoms.
I don't see Jackie Wright in this. Jackie Wright was the little old man that used to slap on the head all the time. This might have been after he quit. He's doing BMX tricks.
It's pretty cutting edge.
Here's the chase. Here we go.
Turn the music up.
Are we gonna get copyright strike for this music?
I guess we'll find out.
Oh, right on the crotch.
Bless
the Benny Hill.
Yeah.
The women usually lose their clothes at some point in this chase too.
There's always lingerie or.
Oh yeah, Hills Angels was the name of the group of women.
Yes.
Whatever they were. Yeah. Hills Angels. I just see you just ruined my child because I thought he was like having sex with every single one of these women on this show.
I think that's what he wanted us to think, but
he had a
apparently not.
harem.
Yeah, that's what I always assumed too.
I shouldn't say you ruined it. It doesn't make it better or worse. It's just like a something that's a bedrock of my belief system is now shattered.
Yeah. I mean, it might not be true. Maybe he was banging all of them. We'll never.
Oh,
know.
yeah, he said that to let him off the Weinstein hook. That's what you're saying.
It's possible.
Hey, man, I'm asexual. What are you talking about? I don't do that. I'm a virgin. Dennis Kirkland, he invented the Costco water. Okay. That was Benny Hill, everyone. And also, I want to say Dusty Rhodes Muffler said he looks like Bobby Eaton. That's the best comparison.
I could see that too, yeah.
Looks exactly like Bobby Eaton.
If somebody could Photoshop a mullet onto Benny Hill. Was Benny Hill friends with Cosby? Shifty Shortcake asks. I wonder. There must have been some kind of crossover, right?
They were very big at the same time. We see Bill Cosby chasing a bunch of naked women.
Oh my God.
Zach says, I'm 37. I knew Benny Hill, but Mr. Bean was more common to watch.
Yeah, see, to me, when I was a kid, I'm a little older, and Mr. Bean, Benny Hill was always on television all the time, regular broadcast television, several different channels all the time. Mr. Bean was like on cable before I got cable. And then when I got cable,
it was?
Yeah.
It was on HBO, maybe?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yes.
For me, I watched it on PBS.
It would be air on PBS too. It would air on like old episodes of, but that was much later. That was like late 90s. They started.
Oh, that's when I watched it. Yeah, I was
Right.
going to say I was already much older when I started watching Mr. Bean.
Those were old episodes. I think when it was airing live, or not live, but when new episodes were out, it was on HBO. And
Mr. Bean is on Prime now, and I watched a few episodes, and it holds up. It definitely holds up because I mean, there's no speaking; it's all just physical comedy.
Makes it more timeless that way.
Yeah, and it's very sweet.
He won't be talking about Brexit in the show, No topical.
Maybe if they did it now.
Oh, by the way, Benny Hill is full of topical humor, which dates it a little bit. He'll be talking about some random politician from UK in the 80s.
A lot of the Margaret Thatcher jokes.
Yeah, I don't know necessarily that specifically, but that's the type of thing that
Yeah.
they would mention. There's like 3 or 4 times every Benny Hill episode. I'm like, who's that person? I have to Google it.
I think back to like being 8 years old and watching that. Like, how did I find any of it funny? It was all almost entirely over my
slapstick
head.
stuff.
Then
Yeah, but it was just
there's
the
another language.
I might have just been watching it for the cleavage. I don't know. It's possible.
It's funny.
Yeah.
Cleavage is funny.
Yeah. Well, maybe. Depends what you do to it.
Do to it.
Zach said his parents had HBO for the softcore.
Really?
Damn, all right.
Softcore never did anything for me. It was what I had to watch when I couldn't get hardcore porn.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
But it's like you don't seek out if you're an adult and you have the option to watch hardcore porn. Why would you watch softcore?
Yeah.
You know what's funny? When I worked in a video store in Times Square, like in the hub of New York City, Japanese people would always come in and buy softcore porn because they don't allow hardcore porn in Japan. So they would just, but anytime you see a group of Japanese tourists, they would go right to the softcore porn section, just buy like 40 DVDs and take them home on the plane because you can't show penises in Japanese porn. They either have to be pixelated or you just have to not show insertion at all.
It's so silly too because the pixelation is the weakest pixelation you've ever seen. It's just almost it's basically unnecessary. Like if you shrink the video file, small enough, the pixelation blends in where it doesn't look pixelated. And you're like, that's how minimal it is.
How much experience do you have with doing that, Rob? Is that how you got your video editing chops?
No comment.
But
I
RIP stands for really inadequate pixelation. There we go.
I was gonna say, I don't watch much Japanese porn because it's distracting, but there are some attractive
What, them being
Japanese
Asian is
porn
distracting to you? That's fucked up, Rob.
No, the pixelation is distracting.
Mr. CEO chairman of TikTok, is it true you pixelate penises and put them on TikTok? And can that get into my Mr. Coffee maker? Can there be penises in my coffee due to TikTok? I want to. Yes, right? Yes, that's a yes. Well, it's a more nuanced answer. It's a yes. I believe that's a yes.
All right. Well, let's go to our Spotify playlists. Every week, we each pick a song, throw up on our playlist. It's called the RIP Livecast Music Break. You can find it on Spotify. And this week, I picked a song from Death Grips. I completely missed this album that they released a few years ago, Fashion Week. It's like an instrumental album.
You missed it in the sense that you just never got around to it, or you didn't even hear of it?
I never got around to it because their other stuff didn't really sound like this.
Okay.
Sounded worse?
It sounds different. It's not an instrumental. It's an electronic album, I should say. So there's no vocals. It's just the music. But I'm really into it.
Well, that's instrumental.
Fair.
He's saying electronic instruments aren't instruments. That's what
Oh shit! Wow, Rob, fucking technical.
I'm just explaining the vibe of the record. Dusty Rose Muffler asked if I listen to JPEG Mafia. They're almost like Death Grips. Yeah, like I like some of their stuff. It's cool. It's hip. I'm with it. But Spotify has really been on fire with what it's recommending to me. So I've really been getting into this Fashion Week album, and I picked a song from the album called Runway A. It's just all the songs are runway and then a letter. So it's fine. That's the song I picked. Sid, what did you pick?
Sometimes I have a great backstory for my pick. Sometimes I have no ideas. So in the morning, I just see what the first song that pops into my head is, and that's what I pick. So that's what happened this week. I picked Turnpike Gates by the band Lifetime. And they are a great New Jersey-based emotional hardcore band from the 90s. We don't say emo anymore because it means something else now than it did then. And This band went on to lead to bands like Kid Dynamite and None More Black and Paint It Black. But this was the originator, and it's great. One of the only good things to come out of New Jersey.
I love their
Darren?
women's network too.
Yes, they branched out later on.
My song is All American Boys by the Rougeau Brothers, and also written by Jimmy Hart, the great mouth of the South, because it's the road to WrestleMania, and I'm in a wrestling mood. But this is a song where the Rougeau Brothers tag team, from Montreal, Canada, Quebec, Canada, decided to turn heel. They gave him a new song, and their new gimmick was to pretend to like the USA, but really diss the USA like passive aggressively. They would wave little tiny American flags on toothpicks and say, "We love the USA." And the song was all about everything to piss off Americans. Like, we don't like heavy metal. We don't like rock and roll. All we like to listen to is Barry Manilow, and so on. But there's one thing in this song that's an Easter egg that I never knew till an alarmingly late point in my life, several years ago. There's a part where they speak French in the song, and I never knew what the French was, and I never researched it. Turns out in French, they're saying, we hate the fans, we don't give a shit what they think, and we love to piss them off when we say, and then in English they say, we love the USA. That's the joke. But I love that song. One of my favorite wrestling themes ever in history. I love the Rougeau brothers, especially Jacques Rougeau, who went on to be the Mountie, which was a separate great gimmick with a great theme himself. And then the Quebecers, where they had I'm Not the Mountie, which was another great theme. So they're just comedy icons and good wrestlers, too. One of my favorite. Are they in the WWE Hall of Fame, Rob?
I don't believe they are.
Wow, that's a travesty.
Are both of them still alive?
Well, Ray Rougeau does the French commentary on
Not anymore,
WWE
actually. He
pay-per-view.
just
got
fired.
released?
Yes, like a few months
What?
ago.
Why?
Budget cuts.
Terrible. Well, who does it now? Massachusetts?
I don't know. Maybe.
50 Shortcake says, actually, they're saying Massachusetts or however the fuck you spell. I think you
We don't know either.
nailed it. That's close enough.
Yeah.
All right. So that's our Spotify picks. And of course, if you want yourself more Livecast, hit up our Patreon, patreon.com/RIP Livecast. $5 a month gets you access to all of our bonus episodes over 2 years of watch-alongs, inductions into the Livecast Meme Hall of Fame.
It's probably over 3
roundtable
years by now.
discussions of movies and a lot of cool and hip, wild stuff. Yeah, over
Weird,
3 years now.
wild stuff.
So check it out. And what are we posting up at the top of the month? We just did. So what did we just do?
The Brooklyn-based reality show Bonanza.
Oh my God, yes. So next weekend we're posting up. We watched 2 Brooklyn reality shows. Brooklyn, what was the zip code?
11223.
Brooklyn 11223 and Russian Dolls, and they're all about our old neighborhoods where we grew up, and we had a great time watching really bad reality television.
If I could just expand on that, it's like 2 ripoffs of the Jersey Shore, one of them involving horrible Brooklyn people, and one of them involving horrible Brooklyn Russian people.
Yeah, one of them involving like lower middle class to middle class Brooklyn people, and one involving scammy rich Russian people. So it's very exciting to watch.
Yeah, that one might be more like Real Housewives than Jersey Shore, but similar.
Yeah, like somewhere in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And right now on the site, it's us watching the Clerks live action pilot, as well as one of the animated episodes. And we discuss if the comedy holds up. The pilot is awful. The comedy animation series was funny.
Yeah,
it was funny. And also earlier this month we did a round of hypotheticals where we just answer hypothetical questions and kind of go through it, and it was fun, and then we revealed a lot about ourselves. So you can catch that on the Patreon. And next week we're taking the week off. I'm going to be in Gollywood for WrestleMania weekend. although I don't think I'm actually going to WrestleMania. I'm going to all the other indie shows, which is exciting. I'm gonna watch WrestleMania on a TV somewhere. It's gonna be relaxing.
You going to
as
see
opposed to
Dan
being-
Ozzie?
I'm not sure if I'm gonna have enough time because I
Oh, shit.
there's literally wrestling going on every day at all points of the day, and that's why I'm going. So
You're
I'm
staying at a
probably
hotel?
I'm staying at an Airbnb.
Is it Gene Simmons' house?
Oh
Yes,
my
that's
God.
Have
I
people see
wish.
your schwanz and your pupik through the window all day?
I got nothing to be ashamed of. I'm fine with it. If they want to take a peek, they could take a look. I'm not embarrassed.
Rob, don't relax on my sheets, please. I still have to live there for another 2 months before the Vegas sale is finalized.
And so so I'm not going to be here. So no new episode. We will be unlocking our inaugural Livecast Hall of Fame induction ceremony. This was even back when Noah was on the show. I forget, who did we induct? Who were our first inductees? Do you
Senator
remember?
Douglas Levison and Iron Sheik.
That's right.
Sure that wasn't
Mhm.
the second one? Or am I wrong on that?
Well, we'll find out next week.
I
And
have the list. I could confirm right now.
I didn't mean to throw a monkey wrench
No,
in there.
Sheik and Levison is the first one. The second one is Shlomo and IO Digital Cable.
Thank you. Well, they're both
Another
great.
classic. Yeah.
There we go.
You get a nice
and-
taste of what our Patreon is like if you don't subscribe to it. Maybe you will come on over to the dark side.
Exactly. And also I want to give a shout out to our top Livecast fans of the week, which is the $10 price. But of course, our Patreon is a $5 price. But if you want to throw us a few extra dollars, get a shout out at the end of the show, which is right now.
You know how you have to do it, right?
How do I have to do it?
You're a congressman asking these people questions about TikTok.
Oh, okay. Can I be the person responding as the
Sure.
Chinese CEO?
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me pull up the names here.
I'll be the straight man here.
While I pull up the names, Zach is asking, what's the best indie show you're going to? If the Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor doesn't count, because that's going to be pretty wild, I'm going to see Ibushi at Joey Janela's Spring Break, which I'm very excited about. Kota Ibushi is my favorite wrestler from Japan. All right, here's my shout outs. Now, Eric, Benjamin, and Dan R., would you say you are colluding with the Chinese government to look into our eyeballs and finger our bussies?
I'm from Singapore, sir.
Now, Sam, I am. Is it true that when I open the TikTok app, I immediately see Mindy Mays Kippa and somebody is tracking me all the way in Massachusetts?
Actually, sir, we banned Mindy Mayer a month ago for excessive mezuzah
I'm going to take
pictures.
that as a yes. Yes or no? Yes or no? Now.
No.
Now, Cattle Decaf, is it true that Hugo likes tacos? Yes or no?
I'm gonna have to be a little more nuanced and specific on that.
Reclaiming my time. Lando Dex and LaCroix have told me that Corey and Scotty H have been using TikTok too much. Would you say that Doug Pigman, if Doug Pigman was asked by the CCP to turn over all of his data about his poop schedule, would Doug Pigman give it to the CCP?
I'm gonna have to check with my people.
Yes or no? Yeah, cut off his mic. I want Douglas, who are you, Levison? And hey, guys, it's Josh. I want them to admit that they work for the CDRSTLMNEP. All right, that's our show, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. We love you. We kiss you. We'll see you in 2 weeks, but come back for the Meme Hall of Fame next week.
Bye.